By now, you must all know about the Infinity Gauntlet. It's pretty much the genie lamp of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, except instead of rubbing it to free Will Smith, who will grant you 3 wishes, you have to collect 6 incredibly powerful Infinity Stones and place them into the right slots on the gauntlet for 1 wish that may or may not kill you. If you're the Mad Titan Thanos, not only do you wish for half of the universe to turn to dust, you use it another time to destroy the stones themselves and somehow survive both times. That Thanos, eh? Such a considerate guy.
I am inevitable.
Anyway, well, that's what we do know about the Infinity Gauntlet. There's a lot that you didn't know about the powerful glove. Specifically, the Nano Gauntlet we got to see in Avengers Endgame. Tony Stark is one incredibly resourceful guy. After all, he's a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. So there's pretty much nothing he can't do, including building a new Infinity Gauntlet in Endgame, known as the Nano Gauntlet. Yes, while everyone is calling it the Infinity Gauntlet or the new Infinity Gauntlet, it's technically called the Nano Gauntlet because, you know, Tony Stark likes to put nano in front of everything to make it all science-y. Similar to how Hank Pym puts quantum in front of everything for the same effect. Tony wasn't the only one responsible for creating the Nano Gauntlet, though. Even his science bro Bruce Banner, well, Professor Hulk in this case, and Rocket Raccoon, their science pet, pitched in. With 2 science bros and a science pet, there's nothing you can't create. All they were missing was the science sis, Shuri, for the perfect quartet, but she couldn't help out since she was, well, dust in the wind. Just like the Infinity Gauntlet we saw Thanos use in Infinity War, the Nano Gauntlet is capable of channeling the energy of all of the Infinity Stones at once, granting the wielder unlimited power. However, despite being made of extremely durable nanotechnology, it isn't nearly as resilient as the original gauntlet that was composed entirely of Uru metal by Eitri on Nidavellir. Yes, that's the same metal that makes up 2 of Thor's favorite toys, Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. If you were wondering why it was so painful for Hulk and Iron Man to wield the Nano Gauntlet, that's because the build quality of the gauntlet is nothing like the original. After all, Tony, Hulk, and Rocket didn't have any help from Eitri or Shuri, meaning there was no Uru or even Vibranium making up the gauntlet, so it definitely wasn't built for durability. The Nano Gauntlet was only partially damaged after the first snap, just like the Hulk, who ended up with his arm in a sling, but it was completely destroyed by the second snap, just like Tony Stark, who lost his life. While there are some major cons to the Nano Gauntlet, it definitely has some pros to it. One of the most amazing features of the gauntlet was its ability to change its shape to fit wielders of different arm sizes. The Nano Gauntlet was also able to be transferred to different Iron Man armors, since they were also made of the same nanotechnology. We saw this transfer happen at the end of Endgame when Tony Stark said, "I am Iron Man," one last time before snapping his fingers, sacrificing himself to save the world from Thanos and his armies. Man, nanotechnology sure is sweet. Believe it or not, there have been 16 different characters in the comic who's used the Infinity Gauntlet, and Iron Man and the Hulk are on that list. Another character on that list is Santa Claus. It happened in the Marvel Holiday Spectacular 2009 comic books. There, is that good enough for you? Told ya. Anyway, in the comics, Iron Man used the Infinity Gauntlet in Avengers number 12. After supervillain the Hood discovered the location of an Infinity Gem, which is what the Infinity Stones are known as in the comics, the Avengers chase after him and eventually confront him. The Incredible Hulk used the Infinity Gauntlet in Ultimate Comics, Ultimates number 25. In the Ultimate Marvel Universe of the comics, there are 8 Infinity Gems instead of 6, and there are 2 Infinity Gauntlets. Yeah, things got confusing in the comics. S.H.I.E.L.D. had both gauntlets and 5 stones, but then Kang the Conqueror showed up and ruined everything. Come on, Kang! If you found Nebula's moment holding the Nano Gauntlet in Endgame to be a bit different than the others during that game of hot potato in the middle of the Battle of Earth, well, guess what? It's another ode to the comics, specifically the Infinity Gauntlet storyline that Infinity War is loosely based on. While Nebula never wore the gauntlet in Avengers Endgame, she did wear it in the Infinity Gauntlet comic book storyline. In the comics, Thanos pretty much transforms her into a walking corpse and seems to enjoy her pain. What a nice guy this Thanos is. We hope Nebula got him a Dad of the Year mug for Father's Day, filled with poison. After he got rid of half of all life in the universe, in Infinity Gauntlet number 5, Thanos goes on to take out the remaining cosmic entities as well. He then abandons his body and becomes one with the universe, until Nebula gets a hold of the gauntlet. She essentially stole Thanos' new power and undid all of his work, which made the Mad Titan even more mad. She just does whatever she can to anger Thanos. In fact, she ticks off Thanos so much that he actually joins the Avengers in the fight to get the gauntlet off Nebula. Luckily, she was stopped by those same cosmic entities she unknowingly resurrected. Yeah, she could have been Thanos 2.0, but luckily, she didn't cause as much devastation. And that's everything you didn't know about the new Infinity Gauntlet from Avengers Endgame. Would you have liked to see how the gauntlet was made in Endgame? Are there any lesser-known facts we may have missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more MCU videos. Thanks for watching.